Babe, you know what you need to do? Stop chasing vibes and stop chasing potential. And you really should chase intention, consistency, and someone who stands on how they feel about you. Because the life lesson you want to learn now versus later is only entertaining people that love you loudly, privately, publicly, and behind your back.
Single in Seattle Diaries, part 21. So after 6 months of on-the-ground journalism, going to all different restaurants, bars, shops, cafes, trying dating apps, going to sporting events, I finally found out where all the hot women in Seattle are. They're in my DMs, bro.
I feel like there should be somewhere that you go if you're like at the age you're ready to get married, and you just like go there, like a coffee shop, and it's like this coffee shop is specifically for singles who are ready to get married. Like, can you imagine? I'm sure you would meet someone getting coffee.
You know, and you'll continue to hear modern women for God knows how long talking about how men are not approaching now, and men don't really seem interested in women anymore. But what they don't understand and what's changed is that a lot of men did in fact used to go up to women. They used to talk to them a lot. That was a thing. But you see on TikTok a lot of times now, men being told, don't make it weird, stay back, don't assume, don't make her uncomfortable, and all that other stuff, right? So now, if you as a woman in a lot of these situations don't make it obvious, then he's probably not going to be coming up to you.
One of the busiest people that I've ever dated, like busiest, most successful people I've ever dated, was the most responsive person. And I always asked him, I was like, why do you respond so quickly to me or anyone? And he said, communication is a form of respect. And if you respect the person, you'll get back to them as soon as you possibly can. Facts and figures. He was busy as.
See, look at this. This is a perfect example why chivalry is. Look at this nice young lady. I got carrying the trash, bringing the trash in. Like, where's your husband at? Husband's probably somewhere playing video games inside, maybe at the gym, watching the game, out with his bros. Probably told her that he would do it later on. But here she is, having to bring in the trash herself. We need, oh!
When a woman leaves you, she does it for one reason only. She thinks that she can do better. Your attitude needs to be this, even though it hurts, even though it's frustrating, even though you feel grief after a divorce or breakup. Your attitude has to be, okay, I'll be fine without you. Period. There can be no other response. Hence the phrase, she's not yours. It was just your turn.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Okay, man, I'm so curious what happened in the past couple of years that made you guys stop approaching women in real life. Yeah, I know you guys still do it like DMs and like, you know, Tinder and stuff, but what about real life? Do you guys no longer like go up to women at like bars and clubs, grocery stores, gyms? Because I feel like that doesn't really happen that much anymore. What's going on with that?
And there's going to be a lot of modern women out there that talk about how men don't approach and how men don't go up and talk to women in the wild and start conversations and stuff like that. But a lot of times that's because, you know, you might have a man that might look at you and smile, or look at you and nod in a coffee shop or even at a gas station, right? I don't think there's any harm in that, because that's just what people do. That, I mean, people just speak. Walking down the street today, I didn't know a brother, didn't know a couple of people that I've seen today. Hey, how's it going? Hey, what's up? What's going on? What's up? Hey, how you doing? And keep on going. But modern women today, they don't even give you that courtesy. They sit up and say something stupid like, I'm not going to say hi to him. He better pay for my groceries before I say hi to him. And that's why you're not getting people that want to take you seriously. Because a man says hi to you, he might see you in a coffee shop. Hey, how's it going? The next thing he knows, he's a predator. He's somehow become the world's biggest creep. And he's all over TikTok. Who would want?
Men should raise their standards, bro. Like we should,
for sure.
But then again, it's like, yo, if men raise their standards, yo, that's how the human species is gonna go extinct, because most women will not meet the standards we raise them to.
Absolutely not, bro. A lot of times I beat myself up for not having higher standards. You know, there's some things that I'm like, absolutely no, I would not tolerate this. Yo, one horny night, I'm like, yo, I'm folding immediately.
The only true standard that most men have, right, is, yo, don't sleep with someone else.
So 16-year-old's boyfriend shows up with flowers. Just because, oh my God, my boyfriend, he is so amazing. He brought me flowers just because he was thinking about me, just because he thinks I'm so special and so amazing. And how adorable is that? I mean, just stop for 1 second. How adorable is that? Way to go, kid. Good job. You're doing great. Okay? Thank you for being respectful and kind and taking care of my 16-year-old daughter. That is so sweet.
A man in a sexless marriage isn't just going without a luxury like a new car or holiday. Every corner of his inner world is at war with itself. His attachment system bonds him to a woman who signals she doesn't want him. Her proximity activates natural urges that won't be satisfied. His masculine energy is a source of constant pain from which there's no relief. And his emotional state is one he isn't allowed to express without punishment. This is why we see the heart disease, the depression, the weakened immune function, the shorter life. It's despair. And research consistently shows that despair drives exactly these outcomes.
And what you're seeing a lot is a lot of these modern women are claiming that they're boss babes, they're strong, independent women. I'm a girl boss. All up and down my timeline, all up and down your timeline, all up and down social media. I'm this, I'm that. You can't stop me. I'm unstoppable. I'm a car with no brakes or whatever that says. I'm a skydiver. I sleep whatever it means. I don't know. The point is, I'm sure they're talking about being a boss babe. Great. You're empowered. You're a woman. You're fantastic. All of that stuff. Get your money. But the fact of the matter is, and statistics tell us, that there's a lot of these modern women out there that are broke. They're in the group chat begging for money. Actually, they take it out of the group chat now. Now it's, I'm online begging for money. I'm looking for men who will just donate to me for no apparent reason. I have not given them any value. I'm not even their friend. I have not even so much as said hi to them. Send me $50.
If your man avoids you when you're having uncomfortable feelings, or you're upset, or you're angry, or you're trying to have hard conversations, or they did something to hurt you and they avoid, or they leave, or they let you cry on the edge of the bed, while they sleep or something, that's because they are so uncomfortable by feelings in general. They can't even handle their own feelings, because when you get like that, it brings up things for them and they can't deal with that because they don't know how to. And so they avoid it. Look into attachment styles, avoidance attachment style, which then creates anxious attachment for you, likely, It's terrible. It's not fair.
I've been with my husband for 17 years, so it's been a long time since I've had a first date. I hear the rules of dating are changing, and I want to hear how you guys weigh it. Every date I've ever been on, a man has asked me out, I've gone out with him, and he treats. Now I guess people are going 50-50, and I'm curious what the rules are on this. I love chivalry. I love, opening the door for me, making me feel like a princess and treating me. That's not to say that I haven't ever said, hey babe, let me treat you tonight, I want to take you to dinner. But as far as the first date was concerned, every time I was asked out by a man, he paid. I don't think there's a right and wrong. I think both people can decide what they're comfortable with, but I'm curious, what is your take on it? Do you think that a man should pay on a first date, or that it should be 50-50?
And once again, men are starting to look specifically, because before they was letting it go. They saw it, but they was letting it go. And now I'm looking specifically. Once again, we have to go back to drizzle. I'm looking specifically for who's putting in effort is the effort one-sided? Am I receiving some sort of reciprocity? Is the reciprocity up to par? Because you can't just buy me a Snickers bar and I didn't just bought you a 48-ounce tomahawk steak. We're not going to do that. Well, you did that out of the kindness of your heart. Right. And now you see how kind I am. Maybe you need to expand your kindness. Modern women don't want to do that. I want to give you these little beat up shoes that I found at Goodwill or Salvation Army that got dingy, dirty, and all that stuff. And you can find some good stuff at Goodwill. You can find some good stuff. But the stuff that you be getting the man, it seemed like you done went dumpster diving. Oh, well, I found this on the side of the street. I thought of you. Girl, you stupid. Shut up, talk.
But they need our attention. they need our acknowledgement. They need us to see them. We're at work and we're walking down the aisles and we see somebody and we smile. Instead of just walking by as if they don't matter. Why should I acknowledge your presence? You don't matter. Now on the street, what men don't know is that women won't look them in the eye is because we're afraid they'll take it as an invitation, and that's too scary for us. But once I learned that I can pay very close attention to what I'm offering in an acknowledgement, and the only people I've ever had my admiration, my noticing, my smile taken wrong, there's only been 2 men in 30 years, and they were drunk. They're so sensitive to our energy. They're so sensitive to our invitation, which is again why if we're leading with physicality, with sexuality, they interpret that as an invitation.
No, nobody hands up, yo.
Come at all. I was surprised when somebody come behind me.
Honestly,
it was very shocking.
I'm kind of confused. You guys sound like you're upset. You don't get
because
bum rushed
now
anymore.
Look, when we used to get touched, it was annoying.
You wanted to get bum rushed.
No, but you go into the complete opposite side. You need a balance. Don't touch me up disrespectfully.
Right.
Pull up on me. Pull up. You could have been like, just walk.
Pull up on me. Basically, they're saying they want their attention, but only from guys that they like. Remember, it's not the girl likes you. But in all seriousness, after the Me Too movement and the focus on SA, guys are afraid to approach women. Ultimately, this is what you guys wanted. That's why nowadays when you go to the club, you'll see all the women on the dance floor twerking on each other, and all the guys are either at the bar or standing on the wall somewhere. Men and women don't dance with each other no more. Not unless they came together. I'm going to pray for you guys dating in 2025 because the way they change up the dating rules is crazy.
And modern women they're asking why men are ignoring them now. Do men not see me? No. A lot of times men see you, they saw you, they said, oh, she looks good, but they still kept walking. They still kept it moving because I don't know if you're going to act a fool today. And true enough, you might be like, I'm not on that type of time. I don't have RBF. There ain't nothing about me. My body language is open. There's nothing about me that would have said I'm on that type of time. But honestly, for men and the way they've been treated, and to be fair, it's probably something that they have to work on. To be fair, they've been, messed around and told, hey, don't approach me, don't do all of these things and all of this stuff. And so they just, okay, she don't really like, she probably not even gonna like me like that. So they look and they might say, oh, you look nice, and they keep on walking. A lot of women complain, well, hey, he told me I look nice, but he didn't ask me for my number. Because you told me that you wanted me to compliment without expecting anything in return. So I did that.
A submissive woman actually controls the man, and the internet has turned submission into something weak, when in reality, it's one of the most powerful dynamics in a relationship. See, submission isn't about a woman having no voice or no intelligence or no influence. It's about understanding how influence actually works. Smart women understand something that many men don't notice until it's too late. A man's direction is often shaped by the environment that's around him. The woman that he respects can calm him down when his emotions are high. She can encourage him when he's doubting himself. She can quietly guide his thinking without ever having to fight him for authority. That's real power. Because a man who feels respected will move mountains for the woman who gives him that feeling. He'll work harder, he'll protect more, he'll become more disciplined. But the influence didn't come from control or conflict. It came from how she positioned herself in the relationship. That's why some women can completely stabilize a man's entire life without ever raising her voice or trying to compete with him. And you'll see it in real life all the time. A man who is reckless suddenly becomes focused. A man who is lost suddenly finds direction. A man who used to move carelessly suddenly becomes more thoughtful about his decisions. Respect is the language most men understand best. When a man feels that from a woman, it doesn't make him weaker. It actually makes him want to be the type of man worthy of it. And that's why the most powerful women in a man's life are often not the loudest ones. They're the ones who understand how to influence a man without having to fight him for the role that he already believes that he has.
You have a lot of these modern women are stunned. They're stunned. They're asking, how is this guy moving on? Doesn't he regret losing me? How are men nowadays moving on so fast? Don't they miss me? Oh, did they ever really care about the relationship? In a lot of situations, they did. But, there's a saying, a man would rather dwell on a rooftop or he would rather dwell in the corner of a house. I'd rather live basically in the heat, in the elements, rather than put up with a lot of stuff that's going on. Number one. Number two, you might be a nice person, but there's some things about you that he's just tired of, and you haven't really changed those, and those really grind his gears. So when he's not chasing you and he's moving on, it might be the best for you and it might be the best for him.
My husband called that the great trick, because he was just providing all the time. And there was something I wanted to provide for him, and he just was a total block. And it happened so much, and I was so hurt. I finally screamed at him. Do you think you're the only person in this relationship that needs to give? And he was like, what? Huh? Yeah, he called it the great trick. And he was forever grateful for the great trick. And he did improve greatly from that. Much, much better. But he still, I had to work on the other side as well, which I never got in place. Before it got in place, of saying, when I would say thank you for what he provided, for him to say, you're welcome.
You know what I've noticed? Women will leave a marriage because they are just unhappy. But men, they will stay through the years of attitude, rejection, and flat out disrespect, trying to hold on to the promise they made. And that's the difference. Women chase happiness, but men fight to keep commitment. And that might sting a little, but it's true. There is a big difference between being unhappy and being ungrateful. Unhappy can be worked on. It can be fixed with effort, communication, and humility. Ungrateful, that's when you stop seeing the good right in front of you. Sometimes it is not that your husband stopped trying. It's that you stopped noticing. You stopped thanking him. You stopped respecting him. You stopped showing him the love you expect back. And eventually, even the strongest man gets tired of being treated like he doesn't matter. Men do not usually give up fast. They give up quietly. And by the time they do, it's not because they stopped loving you. It's because they were done begging to be loved back. So before you say you are just unhappy, ask yourself, are you giving the same effort and respect you are asking for?
And I think what's interesting to me is you hear a lot of these modern women talk about the male loneliness epidemic as if, oh, it's a crisis, men are lonely. I get it. I'm not trying to downplay that. But I think, a lot of times when men try to open up, when men try to be vulnerable, when a man tries to approach you, he gets treated like he's a bother, right? And so if you have people that always treat you like, well, I really don't want you to be there, then how do you think that they're going to respond over time? You think that they're going to want to keep on showing up and, oh, I love being a bother today. They make it seem like men are predators. They act like men just, oh, I just want to be a nuisance to you. That's the way modern women treat men today. And when a man steps back and said, I definitely don't want to be a nuisance, and I most definitely don't want to be seen as a creep, a stalker, a criminal, that's not me. I just thought that you were really pretty, and so I came up to you, approach you, right? Maybe not perfectly, maybe I said some stupid stuff, but for that I apologize. Still label him a creep, still act like he's bothering her, the whole 9 yards.
I see one of the things that's coming out of the movement is like women saying, yeah, I'm going to date I'm going to date intentionally. I'm not going to just marry because of the pressure to get married and stuff like that. And that's beautiful. But then still holding on to the old traditions, of wanting a man to take care of you and stuff like that, which is fine to want that. But then thinking it's an automatic thing. No, that was the 1970s where you can get married and expect a man to take care of you and expect a man to show up in a particular way and expect a man to be chivalrous, just because, and do all these traditional male role models or male gender roles. And that's just the way it is. And that's not, we're not in that. It's 2026. It's not 1970.
Okay, if your man keeps scrolling, ladies, specifically wives or women who live with your male partner, tell me if this is normal or if I'm just a terrible person. Nothing stresses me out more than when my husband is relaxing. When he's at work, when he's working out, when he's cleaning the garage, when he's doing his laundry, doing the dishes, whatever. When he's up and busy and moving around, my resting heart rate is at an all-time low. I'm feeling amazing. My skin is glowing. I feel zen. I feel at peace. The second he sits on the couch, the second he's sleeping in, I have the blood pressure of a hummingbird. My stress level is at an all-time high. I'm nervously sweating. I'm clenching my jaw. My poor husband can't catch a break. Unless the sun has gone down, the day is over, the day is done. We are both on the couch. We are both watching a movie. That's okay. But if the sun is up, if the sun is still shining, he best be moving around. He best be doing.
The amount of women in the comment section of this video that do not see this as being a problem, that it is completely normal, and that it's actually his fault as to why you feel this way is insane. At this point, anyone that does not see this as an issue, my question back to you is, how do you expect equality to men if he's literally doing all the work while you are making this video in clear daylight in bed? I don't know, call me crazy or call me a true feminist, but I believe that both men and women, they have a desire to rest, especially when they are generally hard workers through the day. They might need to take a break because they're human, and I don't think that it's healthy for any one gender to expect the other gender to not be able to take that break. Call me crazy.
You text me when you have time. I text you as soon as I see your message. That's the difference between us. For me, it's not just about replying. It's about showing that I care, that you matter enough to make you a priority. But for you, I'm just another task on your list, something to get to when it's convenient. I've realized that love, effort, and attention can't be forced. They have to come naturally. And if I'm constantly the one who cares more, who tries harder, then maybe I need to step back. Maybe it's time to stop chasing someone who only makes time for me when it fits their schedule. Love isn't about convenience. It's about consistency. It's about showing up, even when it's not easy. I deserve someone who values me the way I value them. Someone who doesn't make me feel like I'm always waiting, always second-guessing my worth. So if you only text me when you have time, maybe it's time I stop replying.
Whatever you do to get a woman, you're going to have to do to keep her. And once you run out of gas, the jig is up. You know how you run out of gas? By faking, by trying to keep up appearances. But when your authentic self, the woman who likes you, she's for you. She likes who you are, not who you perpetrating to be. When you faking, it's only so long you can pretend. You get tired, you get burned out. And then guess what happened? The real you come out. A lot of this, y'all do this. Y'all act like y'all be on y'all purpose. Y'all act like y'all just go-getters when you single, and y'all be in the gym every day because you're trying to be attractive to a woman, but that ain't who you really is. When you get this woman, you can't keep up with that. And so now you get a little bit more softer. So the real you come out, and then she flipping on you in 6 months on some, you're not who you used to be. What happened? You changed. That's why you couldn't keep up appearances. You ran out of gas. When you are who you are, you're going to stand out. When guys say, how do I be different? How do I be different? How do I stand out? You know how? It's to be who you are and be proud of who you are and be confident in who you are. And that woman who likes you for who you are, she's going to feel like this is a one-of-a-kind experience.
Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute.
You're honestly the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. I am so lucky to even be in your presence. They're like the best girl I've ever met. I didn't know God even made them like this. Any guy would be so lucky to have you. Thank you, that's so sweet. But I just don't really want to be with you.
No surprises. No surprises. No surprises, please.
Got the music in you, baby, tell me what. Got the music in you, baby, tell me what. You've been wanting me forever and you just can't say goodbye. Kisses in the forest of the love.
What's something you once thought was normal in a relationship that's definitely not? I'll go first. I once dated a guy who not only did he not laugh at my jokes, he made me feel stupid for thinking these things were funny. Like, you should be so honored to even be in my presence when I'm telling a joke. Even if I wasn't funny, which I am, that's your girlfriend, dude. You should want her to feel good. I guess that was on me for dating him. Never again.
We live in a generation where women don't need men anymore. They're educated, they make their own money, and they build their own peace. And here's the hard reality. When women don't need you to survive, they choose differently. They choose men who listen, who grow, who self-regulate, and who don't feel threatened by strong women. The market has changed. You can complain about it, or you can grow up. Which group are you in?
Hey, I just wanted to say, really beautiful, and I'd love to take you to dinner sometime.
No thanks.
Okay.
That's it? You're not gonna try to convince me?
But you said no.
Yeah, but no can mean yes.
If I want to play games, I got a Nintendo at home, so you're good. Thank you. Have a great day.
But I love Nintendo.
Hi, my family. This is how men are creepy. Men become creepy when they cannot read a woman and how she feels. When they lack the emotional intelligence to know when a woman is not interested. Because women are less vocal, they are more about the vibes. You can't exactly blame men though, because a lot of them are told to chase women. to apply pressure, so they end up ignoring disinterest. A man should show interest, but never chase. To not be creepy, show interest, and if there are negative vibes, a lack of interest, no reciprocation, hostility, then let her be and move on. Because it shows that you understand she feels uncomfortable. It is about emotional safety. Feeling safe being around or next to a man. Feeling safe interacting with him and trusting him. I always try to be friendly at first, but I look like a fuckboy, so a lot of them get uptight. So I let them be and ignore them. I go away and give my energy to the people that are friendly back. Most of the time they end up softening and feeling safe in my presence. I show them that I am emotionally safe to be around. A lot of my friends would always try to make me chase women and be like, why didn't you talk to her more? She's so pretty. But over time I realized they just lacked emotional intelligence. Because I realized when I stayed present, warm and inviting, they would feel safer opening up to me. I've never done this out of manipulation. I simply follow the rule of putting my energy where it is reciprocated. Because that is real emotional intelligence. Being able to read the room and know where your energy is welcomed. Watch my YouTube for more one-on-one calls in the bio, drizzle drizzle.
There's a line or two I think we'd need to change. Cause Jack would probably make Jill carry that bucket up the hill. And the beast would say that beauty ain't his type. Romeo would tell Juliet that he just ain't ready yet. Well, honey, that's the story of my life. But I swear good men existed once upon a time.
These modern women build their life in entitlement, right? When we talk about a man having to be 6 foot, 6 figures, emotionally intelligent, all of that stuff, this is what a woman is expecting, right? I can get with you on the emotionally intelligent. I can get with you on being an effective communicator. I get with you on that. But having to be 6 foot and make 6 figures is really, it's not necessary. You know, once again, you know, I was watching a show with my wife, and some of these things, you really listen to what other couples are fighting over. And you're like, man, you know, that stuff really does not matter. It really doesn't. It's a nice to have, but it really doesn't matter. You guys, and I understand, you want somebody in a certain place. This is the bare minimum that I need to have, right? Or that I want. Some things you need, some things you want. Some of these things that we're wanting, we don't need. It would be a nice to have. And I'm not saying that you need to go out there and you need to struggle. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, you know, some of the stuff that we be asking for and that we say we be needing in a partner, we do not need. And you're making it harder on yourself to find somebody that you can settle down with. You don't have the stomach to say, okay, you know, I can fix this. And then if I don't know how to fix it, I struggle through it and I figure out how to fix it. I have no idea what to do. As a parent, you're going to be doing that. As a parent, you're going to be doing that anyway. You ain't going to know what you're doing. Not even the first clue. You might be reading books. People be telling you, do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. You don't know what the heck you're doing. It's going to be the same way on the job. I don't know what I'm doing. I told these folks that I can do X, Y, and Z. I don't even know what X is. I don't have the faintest clue what Y is. So you're going to be struggling through it and figuring it out. You're going to be doing the same thing, single, struggling through it and figuring it out. What makes it harder a lot of times in relationships is the other person is working against you, or you feel like you're carrying that other person, right? But once again, even with that, you need to have perspective, because you might be thinking, well, this person is going against me. This person is, I'm carrying this person. This person's dead weight. But then you remove that person because for sure that person is the problem. only to find out, wait a minute, maybe that person was trying to help me out, and I spent so much time yapping that I didn't really realize that what they said was kind of right. It wasn't the way that I would have done it, but they had a point. Maybe I should look at that again. And if that's the case, you know, it might not be a bad idea to call them up and say, hey, my bad, I'm sorry. Now, they might not pick up your phone call or whatever, they might have blocked you, but you reach out and say, I tried. That's a part of you going back and righting your wrongs. Even if they still trying to cuss you out and go crazy and stuff like that. Hey, that was my bad. I'm sorry about that. You didn't deserve to be treated like that. And, you know, that I really didn't understand it. So for that, I apologize. Whether they accept it or not, I got my life right. And I'm moving forward. It's going to help you in your next relationship, because that's going to be you taking accountability, and you're going to be able to do it freely. You're going to be able to own your part, and you're going to be able to say, now, this is where I felt slighted, or this is where I felt like you were doing this, this, and this. And y'all can sit back and have a conversation without screaming and hollering and accusing and finger pointing at each other. You know, and really a lot of that starts with, in part at least, you know, not being entitled and having these silly, unrealistic expectations and standards.